Hi Kendo lovers. I'm called Fukaicho. Today we talk about how to deal with Jodan player. The opportunities and kamae to aim for and how to hit each target, so that we don't get into trouble when our opponent takes Jodan. Learn from this so you can overcome your fears. Now, let's start the points to look at when facing Jodan players and why. First, I'd like to focus on the height of kamae. The height of kamae can be used to estimate the distance and speed of Jodan waza. The height of kamae can be used to estimate the distance and speed of Jodan waza. Even if the distance was slightly farther, there was a possibility to receive Jodan strike. If the kamae is high, the shinai will come at you in an arcing trajectory like this. On the other hand, if kamae is low, the shinai does not draw an arc. It comes on a straight track. Depending on your opponent, this is slightly faster. Remember these two trajectories. The next thing to look at is his right hand. If Jodan player grips his right hand tightly, it is difficult to perform one-hand waza. So they often use these both hands waza. On the other hand, if he grips his right hand loosely, he will focus on one-hand waza. Depending on how tight Jodan grips his right hand, the kamae and the target we should aim at will change, so we have to remember it carefully. The most common kamae against Jodan is Hirasagen no kamae, in which the tip of the shinai is pointed towards the Jodan's left fist. The reason for this kamae is to hide your right coat, to reduce the Jodan's options for striking. We need to keep these reasons in mind. We don't have to use Hirasagen against a Jodan player who cannot strike one-hand coat. As I mentioned earlier, there is a higher risk against Jodan who grips their right hand tightly and use a lot of both hands waza, so it is not recommended. Some sensei tell us to move to the right side against Jodan. This is not to receive right coat. It's same as Hirasagen, so be careful. A common mistake in Hirasagen is when the left hand, which is supposed to be on the midline of body. This means that we can't strike unless we pull up with our right hand, and the shinai will end up moving backwards. If you often receive one-hand men, your left hand may not be located. Attention to have your left hand on midline and open right hand. Slightly to the right to be closer to your opponent's left fist. Next, we'll talk about Kasumi no kamae. Like Hirasagen, this is a kamae that protects right coat. This kamae is hiding coat. Kasumi is completely specialized for defense. Because the left hand is off the midline, we need to use our tenuchi well when striking. So this kamae is more for advanced kendaka. Next is the normal Jodan kamae. Some of you might think, is the normal Jodan kamae okay? But this JODAN we normally use takes JODAN's center and is the same as the way you normally strike. So it's actually excellent for both offense and defense. However, for kendoka who don't understand JODAN's waza beginning or timing, or who aren't good at ujiwaza, there is a risk to receive some waza. So this kamae is recommended for advanced kendoka. Let's use these three kamae as a base to overcome against JODAN.